Libra, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for mid-July. We're going to take a look at your recent past, your current energies, and what you may not see coming. I wanted to share something with you coming into the reading. I felt a burst of emotion. It wasn't really through pain or sadness, but I'm actually reading for you all on the day of the Capricorn full moon, close to even its peak. And this moon just feels as much as it is grounding and reminding us of our structures in life. For me, it feels like a remembrance of who, and reflections on who we once were and who we now find ourselves becoming, and integrating that more fully, almost like a changing of the guard and a reckoning of everything that you have gone through from the older version of you, the younger for a lot of you. For me, it's the younger version. And I'm looking back even to like my mid-20s, right? To a period of time where I was in a totally different vibe. And, so today I'm going to release this on the same day I'm reading for you. So today is the day of the full moon for many of us in the world. So it's also the day of Guru. Oh, I'm going to mess it up. I should have written it down, but it's a day in India and in many Hindu religions to honor any teacher that you look up to, any guru. Satguru put out, a message of thanks. So today's a day to offer your gratitude to the wise elders in your life, both physical and non-physical. And I heard, after all of this energy was circling around me this morning during my reflection time, the song called Crack Me Open by Bonnie Medicine. She is an artist from Scotland. And this song came to me not long ago, and it's just, if you have a chance to listen to it, it's called Crack Me Open, Bonnie Medicine. And I wrote down some of the lyrics. I'm going to share them with you before we begin this, because I think it coincides with the energy you could be sitting in, as I am Libra. And I'm feeling all this for the Libra collective today. Crack me open, oh break my heart in two. And it feels like it's not almost like, doesn't have to be this like someone broke your heart type of vibe. Of some of you tuning in, it is about that. And she goes on to say, depth of my pain is only the depth of my love. Now that I am wide open and bleeding, I was made for this, I trust. I was made for this. Yes, I was made for this. Everything from pain to bliss. So crack me wide open. Oh, break my heart in two. So she almost has this dialogue with her, the creator that she honors within. She calls this being great spirit, very indigenous point of view, because she has that indigenous point of view in her worldview. And she says, I will not be ashamed to this heart that's on my sleeve. Well, I will wear it with pride. I will not stop loving. I will not run or hide. I will be true to my heart, and I will love again, over and over again, because that's life and that's love. And she says it so beautifully with music. And then she says, oh, great spirit, crack me open at the core so I can feel your love and your beauty once more. So that's as far as I got. It was quite a few lyrics. And it was interesting because, when you go online and you look for a song and then you want to see the lyrics and it's not out printed. And I'm like, I tried to get it like in print form, and no, Spirit's like, you need to really listen to this song. You need to write down the lyrics and really absorb it. And for me, I think what the Libra collective could be feeling at this time, especially on the peak of this moon, is this honoring of feeling all of it, and being cracked open and allowing yourself to give yourself that gift of your heart, and not hold shame for the things that you have felt, for the love that you've given, for perhaps the love you haven't received, for the pain, for the heartbreaks, for every time you felt fractured in your heart. So we'll see what the cards say, but this feels like a really big day of reflection. And I just wanted to make note of the actual energy that I'm reading the mid-July reading for you today. I'm reading for you and Leo. And my nose is starting to itch like crazy, which is always indicative of other people. I feel like it's other people that have you on their mind, that are reckoning with the pain that they have caused you, or the love that they feel for you. I feel like it's both sides of the coin. It's an honoring of all of it, from pain to bliss. So let's get into, as we are cracked wide open, go listen to that song today if you can, and sit with it. Let your guides, your spirit team speak to you through it. And it is an honoring of the things that you feel, Libra. Because we are all, as Libras, deep, deep, deep true feelers of the zodiac. Because we are connected to the heart chakra, to Venus, to love and beauty, and music, right? How many of us tuning in process our emotions through music? All right, one more shuffle. And thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Libra. All right. There we go. Let's get the energy. Let's put the vibe. What is the vibe? Oh, talk about, this is the energy of reciprocity. It's being giving, being of service to the love in your heart, to the light that you radiate. This is also saying, you know what, I want to receive it too, right? I want to not only give it, but, you know, I want to receive it. So this is a beautiful energy to be influenced by for the rest of the month. You may feel compelled to just open up to people that you don't even know, strangers. Just to be real, be authentic, share yourself on a deep level with people. It gives you a sense of joy, doesn't it? When you're radiating love and you're expressing that to other people, even in the face of whatever vibe they're in, right? Some people are closed. Some people are disconnected. Some people are in their own chaotic emotional whirlwinds. So give, open up. It's also letting the divine in. It's Capricorn, you know, this is earth energy. It's equality, 6. She's holding the scales, right? All right, let's keep going. Oh boy, now we have, oh boy. Whew. You got the hell out of Dodge. There's something that you're like, Spirit said, protect your energy and move on. I don't know what it was. We'll clarify that in a moment. But we have the 7 of Wands, the Devil, and the 8 of Wands. That's Spirit. Divine protection. Guard your energy, right? There's something in your midst, Libra, right? That you are being rerouted. This feels like a very strong spiritual detour. It could have been someone that you were dealing with for months, years, whatever it was. Spirit said, move along, right? Move along. I like this. Woo-wee. You're removing, so I know this energy. This has to do with this crack me open. I think you're shifting from having to deal with energies that weren't matching yours, that weren't aligning with you. Whatever it was, friend, family member, it just wasn't in the alignment that was serving you best. See, is it going to serve? Usually things that come in, right? They serve our lessons. And then the lesson has to do with discernment. And we're living in such a time of major polarity shifts where you may travel with someone for a little while and then you'll realize, ooh, this is getting very hard and heavy. So I love this new energy that you're moving toward currently, especially based on the past, because this is like, this doesn't feel good. And now this energy, and it feels like someone, or it could have been something, right? Internal, fear-based dogmas, feelings of being defensive, having to defend yourself and who you are. I think you start taking a look at what was unhealthy in your life. And that could have been even habits, routines, beliefs. I always have to bring it to self. Let's not place this blame on other people, right? If you had someone unhealthy around you, energetically, it wasn't serving you, right? That influence. And it was a wake-up call. So if you had people around you that were pulling you into unhealthy habits or unhealthy speech. I think you got the message. Because currently, I think what's different, we have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Two twos. So you're looking at opening up your heart, cracking open, and finding so much beauty in there. This is looking at yourself and saying, I have a choice to make to really close off or open up. This isn't just about one person. It feels like a whole, like, I'm going to just let go of control. And some of you, this past energy could just be around having to control so much of your life and having such a firm grip that you were having a hard time letting go. And Spirit's like, let go, Libra, let go. Whatever it is you had to let go of, whether it was internal or external or both, myself included, right? We got to own it. I love this because you're welcoming and you're absorbing higher frequencies of bliss. And it feels so good. This could be inspiring new creativity. It could be inspiring new ideas. It could be allowing you to really take better care of your body. You know, really just removing any kind of block that you have when it comes to opening up. That's what it feels like. Remove the blocks. You're at a crossroads in your heart. Are you gonna crack open and let love in, Libra? Because you do have a mutual energy here of exchange. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Although some of you it is somebody that, you know, you're like, gosh, I maybe I'm a little, you know, armored here. Maybe it's hard to open up, you know, and it doesn't mean you're not loving it. Maybe means that you're not feeling the depth of that love because you've had pain in the past. And that's wounding that we're clearing up, right? So we can let more love in, let more light in. That's the work we do. All right. Yeah, you are letting love in. It's coming in from every angle and it's exciting. It's passionate. You're on a new journey of discovery. It feels like it could have to do with fulfilling work opportunities, fulfilling community opportunities, but you're building and it's like really, we have the Nine of Cups, the Ace. So let me tell you what it is. We have the Ace of Cups. You know, I want to show you just so you can see these. I love this deck. It's called This Might Hurt Tarot. It's a more modern deck, but as you can see, this past energy, it's like, eesh, you know, I feel like I'm on guard, right? I'm being attacked. You know, this is when we have incongruence with people and you're dealing with energies that may not be as kind as you would like them to be, or as open-hearted as you need them to be. And you're like, oh, I mean, if I'm getting met with all this resistance in others, I got to take a look at that within myself. Where am I resisting? And so I think you start cleaning that up. And now you're in this beautiful creative fire, right? Queen of Wands energy, Libra, nice. With your heart, right? Going, ooh, am I ready to open? Is it time? Right? Is this safe? I think that's what you're asking yourself. Is it safe to be this wide open? Is it safe to have my heart on my sleeve? It's like, it was so interesting that song came in because these cards reflect that. Like, Spirit's like, give, right? But be discerning, give. You can still be giving, but also say, I need to withdraw my energy, right? Because that's giving self-love. But you don't close the heart. See this difference? It's like, ooh, open, shut. And it's a hard way to operate, but I think you're being called to do that. Oof, it's a challenge, isn't it, in our lifetimes to exactly what that song embodies. She's praying to the divine. Crack me open, even if it requires pain. Crack me open. I want to feel the depths, right, of what I can feel. So then we move into this in the near future, this beautiful energy of happiness and fulfillment. You see how he's so happy doing his work? This could be for some of you really opening up to a new endeavor, a new business opportunity, a new project. It could be a new sexual partner. And you're building a new foundation, you know, a new structure in your life, something that can support you, Libra, whether it's in business, finance, work, or love, or a new community of support. I like this. And what's at the bottom of the deck? The Magician. Yes. Magic is in the air. Ooh la la. And there you are, Libra. You're like, I am satisfied with the status quo. Look at that. Underneath it all, this is satisfying your inner domain. The High Priestess is nodding at you. I feel like she's giving you a little winky wink, right? Hello, Libra. Yeah, it's like she's this moon. This moon is very beautiful today. So I hope you enjoy being more present. But my goodness, this is a gorgeous energy. Major arcana over the Nine of Pentacles. Sovereign. Sovereign. Independence. Leveling up. Taking better care of everything, right? All the pillars of your life. I'm actually thinking about doing just check-ins. Not zodiac specific, but really focusing on all the pillars of life and helping everybody stay on point, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, just guidance, weekly guidance. You all are even helping me download the next reading. Thank you. I see that future energy happening in real time. So this is coming into balance in the material world, tangibly. This is actually seeing a manifestation come true, whatever that is for you. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's now go to a few oracle messages, shall we? Well, I'll tell you what, you've been working hard at walking away from deception, defensiveness. It's almost like spirit led, right? All of it. My goodness, Libra. Big pivot. Feels like a big pivot, big energetic pivot. And it feels like some of you, it's like been slowly, walking away from anything that's unhealthy for you. Lightening up, of course. It is. You've been lightening up, Libra. Lightening up. And then you have pause, sacred pause. There is a sacred pause in the air today. So make sure you take time for that inner sanctuary time. Okay, even if it's you could work with water, you can work with fire, you can work with earthing. So whatever it is today, choose an element that really speaks to you, whether it's a salt bath or going for a nature walk or burning and releasing a note to self, what you're wanting to release under this full moon and create. Yeah. You're really waking up to the creator within you, but it's through the pathway of the heart and not blocking off, going deeper into your beautiful heart. Let's read some of these. I like this. Lightening up, pause, and create. You're being asked to remember that life doesn't always have to be so serious. Yes, there are hard things happening. No, it's not always easy to be here on Earth. But you can always find time to laugh, be silly, and have fun. It's so important that you do so. Okay. So be silly, Libra. Be silly, be playful. For the rest of July, try to carve in time. If you're working hard, I see that you are. I wouldn't say if. You are working hard. Make sure you're taking time for play. Then we have pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision or moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. This could be around a creative pursuit because we have create. It could be just that sacred pause to kind of assimilate in a new frequency, to allow yourself that time to kind of settle in, right? It's like getting on a new train and you're like, ooh, this is new surroundings. These are new people. Like, I want to get settled in here and get settled into being in a new journey, right? It feels like you are definitely opening up with a lot more growth. You're on a path of really beautiful growth where you have new people, I feel like, that are assisting you in this growth. It could be old people, but it's just... I'm feeling this spirit of newness for you, Libra, and it feels good. Pause to enjoy it. Create. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now. It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. Woo! So some of you, it could be around art, dance, music. Interesting that I don't often share a song or lyrics to a song opening up a reading. So that's a message there. Some of you are songwriters or you're writers in general, poets, whatever medium is your choice, right, of artistic flow. Do more of that. All right, let's clarify these messages. I'm getting a real upbeat attitude, Libra, for you. I love this. What's underneath the High Priestess? The Three of Cups. All right. I feel like you maybe are appreciating friendship, right? Social interactions, spiritual friendship with others sometime in the second half of July. Ooh, wow, you are. It's almost like Interesting. I actually heard before coming to this, if you have time, listen to Erin Lyons. She did a update on a Mount Shasta gateway experience. I think it posted like a day or two ago, and I listened to it this morning, and she was talking about spiritual warfare. And it's just like people in your life that represent more fear-based thinking, and who, I mean, you could call them the muggles, whatever you want to call it, and to make it more lighthearted. You don't have to think of it as the battle between good and evil, right? It doesn't have to be that extreme. I don't really, I'm in a world of polarity. I like to stay in the middle, right? So we don't have to take things to extreme when we see the devil or the sun, but this is really shadow and light. And I think that you're trying to come into harmonious equilibrium with both internally and externally, where you're honoring both sides, ego and high self. So I like this. There's this, especially with this Six of Pentacles, because that's kind of where I'm heading here. I want to clarify this equality, right? Balance in all things. Six of Pentacles, Spirit. Oh, wow. You are clearing up some trust issues around receiving equally. Oh, wow. Look at all of this air energy. All air, Libra. Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Swords. Here you are in your energy. You are moving away from something or someone that you just knew you couldn't trust. I don't know who this is to you. I think it is whatever was, it may not have to even be someone. It could be something. And put up boundaries. I think this is when we need to be careful of who we give our energy to and who we receive from. This is, calling in high vibrational people and being careful of people that you're not vibing with anymore. It could be something like that, or it could be thoughts. Moving your thoughts away from almost being guarded, not thoughts away, but I didn't say that right. Some of you have been heavily guarded around opening up to people because you dealt with so much toxicity or deception in your past that you're like, I might as well just shut off. But what happens when you do that? You shut off feeling in general. And so I think you're trying to almost like I'm getting like, when they try and shock the heart. You've had so many shocks maybe in your past that you're like, I can't take another shock. But we start out this reading with a really gentle song saying, you know what? Everything served a purpose. From pain to bliss. You asked for this, It's actually, I have a beautiful soul family member in my life who entered into my life, or re-entered into my life not long ago. And we kind of were playing like a role play around like, if you were to have a conversation with someone and you had already had a conversation in the soul realm, do this with someone where you're like, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm here to da-da-da-da-da. We played the role of like our greatest teacher, and then we played the role of our greatest heart awakener, right? And we were playing roles, and it was really interesting because it makes you look back at like the pain and the bliss from like a place of acceptance. So I'm bringing this up because whatever deception or sneakiness or someone who wasn't being authentic or a belief system that wasn't true anymore for you, you're moving away from that. And you're being mindful of your energy in general. All right. Definitely, like some of you've had to have, keep your senses keen, right? I'm getting like a sharp wit. Like this could even be like being witty and opening up to people. And you have such a creative mind, Libra. You're air. So use your intellect for good, right? You are a keen observer of people in general. So I think you're learning from people or a person that maybe you're like, I got to be careful with opening up to this. All right, let's look at this past energy. But I think it's kind of full stop everything. Being careful of the thoughts you think and being careful of the company you keep. Okay? Wow. You were. I'll tell you, this feels like, I don't know why, but I'm getting like this big cycle. I think we're going to get the world. We'll see if it comes out. But it feels like this is bigger than just one experience. Okay? Clarifying the 7 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. See, this is progression. It's like, okay, time to go. Time to get out of here with the devil. We have the Knight of Swords with the Chariot. That's like, remember I was like, get the hell out of Dodge? 3 of Swords. Something happened that was like on repeat, or maybe you had multiple opportunities to learn about boundaries, Libra, about people that you need to be careful giving to, right? Could be, someone that you're in your life, family member, it could be anybody, but it could be, for a lot of you, it's multiple people who may, unconscious or conscious, may not have had the best intentions, maybe ulterior motives. Maybe they weren't in the healthiest of energies for whatever reason, because of their fear, their insecurities. So it doesn't necessarily mean they were awful, they were narcissistic, right? There's a spectrum here. So I want you to interpret these messages however you want to, whether they're on closer to the light or the shadow, right? But, when you start to feel hurt, pain, and you bring it up and there's no change, Spirit's saying, are you getting it, right? This is like, how much are you going to love yourself enough to not put up with that? So I think you're also being guided to go into the pain that you've carried. Like, almost like there's a lot of pain in there, and you can keep carrying it. You can keep talking about it. You can keep replaying it. You could keep repeating it. What so-and-so did, how it hurt you, how it shaped you. Almost, it feels like just let it all go. How freeing. Lighten up. Like, just, I feel like if you're talking a lot still about something that happened to you 10 years ago, or you're bringing it up, the past a lot, I think it's time for you to let go. It's a block. It's a block to letting more love in currently. Okay. I'm not saying that you're being negative. I'm just saying that you had so much happen that was painful. And Spirit's saying, grab that sword and move on. I'm being rough with y'all a little bit. I love it though, because you know what? Whew, this is a big lesson for you, Libra. All of this, now we have the King of Swords coming out. This is a very deep reading here. We have the King of Swords with the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. I feel as though this is when we have to put up boundaries, but it hurts you too. It hurts you too, right? You're like, I don't want to have to do this, but I have to. And I think it does hurt you, because this is when we have to distance ourselves from someone, because we're trying to protect our peace. We're trying to protect our high vibrational energy. Okay. This is also protecting your mind from lack and scarcity and replaying that on a loop. Right? No more looping, Libra, around lack or pain. It's a process. I don't want to shame anyone for any pain you're feeling, but honestly, if you were still holding on to pain from 10, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, it's time to take a look at that and crack open. Feel it. What is it? What did you leave behind? What did you suppress? And we do that. We get into fight or flight and we suppress. We can't even allow ourselves to feel the pain of it. So you could feel like you're like, oh my God, I'm diving in, I don't want to carry this anymore. So this is really deep what you're doing. It's like you're going in through, you might have actually hyper intellectualized your feelings to cope with everything that you signed up for karmically. You were playing so many roles, but that role had a theme. And that theme was really about abandoning yourself and not putting up healthy safeguards when it came to letting people see the most vulnerable parts of you. It's almost like the people you said, I'm going to show you the most vulnerable parts of me, betrayed you. And now you're like, well, not going to show the most vulnerable parts of me to anyone ever again, because I have a reason. I actually have many reasons. And Spirit's like, okay, Libra, but you're abandoning yourself now. See what I'm saying? I'm being real with you. All right? I'm being real with you. It's time to drop it. Let it out, let it go, release it. Do it under this full moon. There's a reason why it's called to do it, because there's still some layers here, some armoring. And I know you can feel it. Anyone who's tuning into this reading, it's a message, it's an activation. You may even have an emotional release watching this. Let it out. It's safe to cry. It's safe to cry. All right. So I feel like this is like the work, right? Because once you let go and you drop this layer, right? This cloak, this armor around your heart, you're going to open up in ways you have never opened up before, Libra. All right? To receiving the emotional flow. I love this. This is very balanced energy in the near future. There it is. The Fool. You're letting go. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. Oh, but you are fighting it. You're fighting it. I think you've been fighting it. Wow. The Fool, the Five of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Spirit's like, it's time. It's time, Libra. All of the struggles, the challenges, the setbacks, the delays, the power struggles, the words. It's almost like you're just dropping, like it's like a big heap, right? Look at it, whatever. What do you want to make it be? This is therapeutic, okay? What would represent all the pain you've ever experienced, Libra? Every betrayal. What do you want it to be? Let's say it's a tree that is dying, and it's got all of its leaves, and it's slowly withering away. And all it needs is your beautiful love and tenderness, and to open up to people in new and profound ways, in ways that you decided, I have to save that for myself. It's too hard to let go of that last bit. And what Spirit is saying is like, you're going to be surprised if you let go. This is dropping control completely. I see you doing it. And what happens is that tree that was on its last leg, you're like, not only are you letting it go, it's being reborn. It's being resurrected from the dead. I know that's kind of a huge, like very like fierce analogy. It's not, see, this is the thing. We don't like get rid of it. Like it's decay, like it's just waste matter. It's actually reborn. And that's this rebirth here I see in the Fool. I've never really gotten that from the Fool, but he is. He's reborn. He's brand new. I'm a newborn babe, right? I'm a newborn babe, and that's like the energy of July. From this beautiful death rebirth, you feel like a newborn babe. And it's like part of your destiny at this time in your life to let go. I want to say let go and let Goddess. Under the full moon, the moon. Deep, deep, deep subconscious rewiring, rerouting, reconfiguring. And then there's a happy Libra in her manifestations and his manifestations saying, I did this. I did this. Wow. So unique reading today. I love reading on the full moons. There's always powerful messages. I'm also fasting today, y'all. Feels good. Do whatever you're called to do. Wow. And there's going to be a spiritual rocket to the moon here. You've got a heavy earth sign around you, I will say. King of Pentacles sneaking in at the bottom of the deck. Okay, this could be the Capricorn moon, but I'm looking at a Libra that is now looking at a lot of prosperity coming out of the traps, the mental traps of the mind. I feel like you're catapulting to a new timeline, into the best version of yourself. And it's been a slow, it's like when you're on a train and it's going so slow because you're having to look at what you're leaving behind. And all of a sudden you're like, choom, it becomes like those high speed rails, right? We don't have them here in the United States, but it's like that, it's, or you can look at it as a roller coaster and you're like, And the whole time you're like, oh God, what's next? And then you're like, boom, and then it's fun. I feel like you're letting go and shedding old skin. And this has to do with your perception of success. It has to do with your perception of your growth and living an abundant life. What we have clarifying the Magician, the Justice, and the Nine of Pentacles. Which we have the Nine of Pentacles here. Look up the Nine of Pentacles. This is where you're headed. Sovereign, self-secure, sufficient, independent, right? Rejoicing in your abundance. We have the card of deep partnership here. This is also the card of spiritual teacher, awakens, the spiritual truth, right? This is carrying the sword of truth. Remember in the past, plowing through the pain of the heart with the Chariot, growing in your confidence, recognizing toxic dynamics, toxic patterning for what it is. You were protected the whole time. You were protected the whole time, Libra. And I think what you're doing is you're holding on to a new truth. And this truth is of who you are as a magical creator. And I feel like there's a beautiful, almost like this, I call this, the metabolization of past cycles and being reborn in a frequency that is lighter, fuller, richer, more capable of feeling so much depth of love that it will make you weep. I feel like you're going through a huge metamorphosis in July, and it's setting you up for some powerful things coming in this August period for the portal. All of us are shedding this year. But for you in particular, this is about living a life of fairness, right? Of equality, of balance. And what do you need to release to make room, to make way for what will raise you higher, not keep you lower, all right? Or heavier or lighter, okay? We don't want to think of it as higher or lower. It's just heavier or lighter, okay? It's a better way of looking at it. Now, I'm sorry, I've been long-winded today. Let's go into your spirit animal guide for the rest of July. Chameleon spirit, act as if. That came tumbling out. Yeah, and you may have had to kind of be like, I'm going to act as if I'm doing da-da-da-da-da-da-da until I get there. What's at the bottom? Moth spirit. Surrender, surrender, surrender. This is hugely metamorphic, all right? July, the rest of this month. Let's look at 14:5, when we had the 5 of Wands in the near future. So let's read what the chameleon has to say. A lot of changes. Chameleon spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy, enabling you to determine how best to adapt to your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. That's what you're learning. Wow. Adapting to a new outer environment while maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land. Interesting how I was imagining and seeing all of you in a train, and you're learning new terrain here. It could be in a career endeavor, or it could be in a social circle, or even in a new partnership that is leveling up. You are definitely looking at commitment. And you're seeing it through. You're holding on to something or someone. You see clearly that this is a powerful manifestation in your life, and it's satisfying who you are in your own authentic truth, in your own integrity. Someone is matching your values, and you had to clean it up to get here. All right. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Oh, wait, sorry. This is a fortunate time to act as if. I'm sorry, I really chopped this sentence up. I paused too much. I apologize. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land, adapting as necessary. This is a fortunate time to act as if and do as others do until the new ways feel familiar and completely natural. Yeah, you're still getting used to the whole new vibration and the whole new timeline, whole new version. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself, Libra. It's about learning how to dance with others. Yes, enjoy the dance, Libra. I love this chameleon. Beautiful energy. All right, you all. Go out there, enjoy the lighter frequencies, go co-create with the universe, and enjoy the sacred pause of the full moon. Namaste.